Hello, hello, everybody out there in Google land. It's Kathy and Anita here to share our webinar today, which is to create your life by design or by default and share your path to renewal. We're so excited to be here and to start this, and we are sorry for any of you who were on earlier. We were having a few technical difficulties, and if you've done any of these webinars before, you know that sometimes that happens. And YouTube needed to verify that I was not a robot, and it took a little bit of time to go through all that because they were down for a while, I think, too. So here we are. So let's get started. First of all, we'd just like to take a moment and introduce ourselves, and then we're going to jump into the topic today. And the topic is, do you design your life? Or are you creating your life by design, or are you creating your life by default? It is a choice. And we're going to dive into that topic. And then at the end, Kathy and I are going to share an opportunity for your path to renewal. We're going to tell you about Univera, the business that we've been doing for quite a while. And at that point, you can stay on with us and dive into that with us, or you can hop off at that time too. But we're just glad you're here and excited about being able to be online and to expand and to share our knowledge about health and wellness that we've been on this path for quite a while together, and we can share this with you and with, I mean, this just opens it so wide, and we're excited to connect all over the world. So I'm going to hand it over to Kathy and let her introduce herself for a few minutes, and then we'll get back.
Thanks, Anita. So like Anita said, we are so excited to have you guys here with us, and I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm talking to you from Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm the second oldest of 10, and Anita is the sixth oldest in our family, so we're from a family of 10 children. I have been married for almost 37 years and have raised 3 children, 2 boys who are married and a daughter, 24. I was a preschool teacher, director for over 25 years, so worked with kids for a very long time, and then became a yoga instructor, and also have worked the last 10 years in a company called Univera, which you'll learn more about later, which Anita has joined me in that. So it's kind of great that I can be here in Colorado and she's in Virginia, and we can still have a lot of connection together. So I think what Anita and I are really aiming to share with all of you is the changes that we've seen in our lives. And I know that about 10 years ago, I was really looking to make some big changes in my life. My kids were growing and leaving home, and I was gaining weight. I had gained 15 extra pounds that I couldn't lose. My energy levels were way down. I was missing a purpose in my life, and I really was searching spiritually and just for something that could really improve my life. And I think in a lot of the situations that I felt I was in, I felt like I was all alone and I was the only person. And I think that happens to a lot of people when you go through experiences that you feel like you're the only one going through it. And what we're hoping to share and to learn from all of you is to share together our experiences and take something from it and see if you can use it for your own lives. So I'm going to give it back to Anita.
Okay. Well, like Kathy said, I'm the 6th in the line of 10, and Kathy's my big sister. But I am living in Virginia, and I have 3 very spirited teenagers. Actually, my oldest, I keep saying teenagers, and then I realize my oldest is in college, and he's 20. And then 2 other high schoolers at home, all boys. And been married for 23 years. And I, like Kathy, several years ago, I just felt like there was something missing. After a long kind of some struggles and challenges in my life, we lost my husband's sister in a car accident, and that kind of made me stop in my tracks and kind of start to search and look at life and say, what is the purpose and why are we here? And I'm sure many of you out there can have the same thing. You know, we all have challenges in our life. We all have things that we have to face and confront, and sometimes it draws us to that place, that space within that asks us, you know, what's this all about? What is the purpose? And Kathy, I'm just excited really to be sharing these experiences with you and the path that Kathy and I chose, because we ended up being kind of in synchronicity together without even really knowing it. And we both ended up becoming yoga instructors at a time in our lives where we, or actually the path of yoga first helped us both transform our lives and to kind of find that balance. And then we both became yoga instructors. So we are kind of have kind of been on that same path. And then she introduced me to Univera, which we'll talk about later. And I can just tell you, it's been just an amazing journey to be able to share this with Kathy, and now to be able to get out here and do this live on webinars, because you know, I've been on several webinars over the last couple of years, and it's just an amazing way to connect with people that we never would have been able to around the globe, and to share our experiences and to share your experiences and to really make a difference in the world. So Kathy and I, the topic that we decided today, and we're going to be doing these webinars weekly, and what we'd like to do is take a topic and to cover that. And obviously on this format we have the chat available, so if you have any questions or comments or things that you want us to address during the webinar, please feel free to do that, and we'll respond. We'll take a look at that throughout the session and then get back to you. And each week we're going to have another topic, and I can tell you right now, next week we know that our topic is intention, right, Kathy?
Right.
Right. So we'll be focusing on intention. Well, this week the topic is creating your life by design or by default, and that's a pretty powerful, loaded question, because I think if we stop and take a moment to think about that, we might be surprised at what we find. So I'm going to throw it over to Kathy, and first of all, just think about that question for a minute. Life by design or life by default? And what does that mean to you? And then Kathy, you can address it.
All right. So I think for me, creating your life, when I heard that, do you create your life by design or by default? I think for me it really meant, do I believe that I have choices and I can choose and what happens in my life, or do I feel stuck in situations with people and experiences that, you know, unless they change, I really don't have an option here. And I believe that sometimes we kind of fall in the middle of that, and we, you know, certain things we do believe that we have choices. Usually small things. Do I have a choice that I can go to the grocery store and pick this out? But for bigger things, like, you know, oh, I can't, you know, do this job until my kids get through school, or I can't do this or that. I think we kind of sometimes fall in between. But write this down. Do I believe that I have the ability to create my life by design? Do I believe I can have choices, or do I believe that I'm stuck in situations and I have to wait until these people and these situations change for me to be able to do what I want to do, or change my path, or change my life? It's a big one, because I think we do get stuck and we just assume that, well, you know, this is how it is for a while now here, and I can't really do anything about it. So another thing to really ask yourself is, do you enjoy what you're doing? Say to yourself, do I enjoy what I'm doing? Do you enjoy what you're doing? And if you have a lot of no's, then maybe you need to look a little closer and see if there's something that you might want to change. I think for me, it's a whole complete lifestyle change. So it's not just one little thing that you can do to change your whole life. But I think what happens is we get so overwhelmed. Like when people make their New Year's resolutions, I think what happens is, you know, a lot of people don't go through with them. They wake up on New Year's Day and they think, wow, I had this list of 10 things and it looks so overwhelming to me that why bother? It's just too much work, and it just causes anxiety, and I just can't do it. I think that maybe if you just pick one little change in your life, what would that be? If you had one thing that you could change in your life, what would it be? Maybe to choose to eat more healthy, or to start exercising, or whatever it is, and just start with that one thing and see where you go from there. Because once you can accomplish one thing and be successful, then you can move on to some more and add more things. I think I'm going to put it back to, well, I know Anita and I talk about, I'll say one more thing, but we talk about joining mind, body, and spirit, and that really came from our yoga experience. So I think you really need to think about what you're saying, what you're thinking, and what you're doing. And do they all line up? I think it's a really important thing. So your thoughts, what you say, and what you do. Think about that. You know, we often are saying yes to someone when we would prefer to say no. We don't have the time, we've done it before, we'd like to give it to someone else, but we're trying to be nice and we're trying to please, and we say yes. And then we walk away from that thinking in my mind, I don't have time for this, I really don't want to do it. And then you end up maybe doing it, maybe not as well as you wished you could do it, or you're very resentful. So that's something that we all do. I mean, how many times have you done that? We do it all the time. It's really not living in integrity, and it's not being true to ourselves. So I think that's something that Anita and I talk about a lot, is that we really need to line up our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So I'm going to give it back to Anita.
Right, and that's, I call that our power center. The ability to say no when you want to say no, and the ability to say yes when you want to say yes. And the ability to step back and take a moment to relax and think about it before you make a decision. So all three of those things are your power center. And I think what Kathy was just talking about, when I heard that was so powerful for me. And I think it's just something that you can take and just really think about that. What you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're doing, all three line up. I mean, that, you know, if you think about it every day and moving through every aspect of your life, is that happening? I can guarantee that when I first looked at it, I was really, really shocked and surprised at how often I was really in conflict with those three things. And it's been a powerful way for me to be living more consciously by looking at that. Also, I want to ask you this question. Do you think that happiness comes from outside of yourself or from within? Now, I know many of you right off the bat will say, oh, it comes from within. But if we really, truly look at our lives, where do we really, you know, think that happiness comes from? How often are we looking and saying, well, I'll be happy when I find the right job. Well, I'll be happy when I find the right relationship. I'll be happy when I get to this destination. How often are we looking to wait for a vacation to make us happy? And one of the things that yoga taught Kathy and I is that the present moment is really all that we have. So if we spend a lot of our time in the past, it's gone. It's already gone. There's nothing we can really do about that. And I'm not saying that we haven't had issues that happened in the past that we don't need to work through. I think there's a difference between that, and I think we need to really make sure that we do that. But if we're looking in the past and we're worrying about the future, we're missing that moment that we have. And the happiness, I think, when we start to do that work and that journey inward, and I think what Kathy and I, when we are talking about creating your life by design or by default, I think a component of that is that you have to take some time for yourself to sit in the quiet and start to contemplate these questions. Because that's where you're going to find that space and understanding of who you are, what your purpose is, and why you're here. So I think it's really, really, this whole concept is really, really powerful. So I think we want to give, Kathy, you want to just highlight what maybe from now until next week when we do our intentions, what they might be looking at for for themselves?
So, yeah, throughout this next week, it'd be great for you guys to just really think about, write down what I said before, do you believe that you can create your life by design? Do you believe that you have choices, that you can choose differently, see it differently, make a different choice and change whatever's happening? Or do you believe that you're pretty much stuck in a situation because certain, things, kids, spouse, people, job, whatever, just as kind of, this is just how it's going to be? And really think about that. Really sit with it and see, really decide if you are enjoying what you're doing. Are you enjoying what you're doing in your life? There's no accident that you're here today, and we really want you guys to get excited about your lives, and we want to learn from you. We want to learn as much from you as we're sharing, and realize that we're all in this together, and we all have these different experiences, and it'll just and really have a lot of fun together. I think that's one of our missions is to really just enjoy each other and have fun together. So give it back to you, Anita.
Okay, and I think one of the things too, just backing on that, is the happiness component. I think sometimes we're thinking that we don't like our job, we don't like this, we don't like that, but sometimes when we step back and take a moment to get quiet and kind of ask ourselves these questions and look at it, and sometimes it might not be about needing to change your job. Maybe it's just about changing that mindset, those thoughts that we're having, and lining them up with those 3 things that we talked about. So it's not about making these big, huge changes all of a sudden, but just kind of starting that process. And it might be that eventually you do change your job because you realize that it's playing a big role in how you're seeing the world and feeling, and maybe you find that it's just not your purpose. But just starting that, cultivating kind of that digging around inside yourself to really answer some of these questions will really be a big benefit to you. So we'd like to hear from you too, and at the end of our presentation, the Univera presentation, we'll have our Facebook stuff. So we'd like you to look for us on Facebook if you're going to hop off. Make sure you connect with us because we can start talking about this. We have a page called Sisters on Purpose. It's Kathy and myself, and we'd love to hear from you after the webinar, after you watch it. So please jump on there and give us a shout out. So this part of our webinar, we're going to go in, and Kathy and I have really, really connected. We feel like Univera has become the foundation of our path to health and wellness, and to balancing that body, mind, and spirit. We both are of the belief that you can't just sit back and take a bunch of products and think that your life is going to be transformed, and that's why we love Univera so much, because Univera is really about a lifestyle, and it's about it's a culture of giving and serving and helping yourself to live a healthy helping yourself and others to live a healthy lifestyle. So we're going to jump into this, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn it over to Kathy because she introduced me to Univera. So we're going to start with her testimony about Univera, and then I'll give my testimony about Univera, and then we'll do our presentation in introducing you to the products and the company. Okay, Kathy?
All right. So I have to say that if you've all remember the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and that really is what happened for me about 10 years ago, or a little over. Actually, it was in 2003, so a little over. I was looking for something to help me lose weight, something to give me a little bit more energy, something. I felt like I was missing something in my diet and just my whole life purpose, like I said before. And someone asked me to try some of the Univera products, and I jumped at the chance. So I tried a few things, and I added some things each month, and I was noticing right away, actually, the energy levels went up, and that was the biggest thing. I wasn't having to feel sleepy midday. I started losing weight. I started losing that 15 pounds that just kind of hung around after I had 3 kids, and that people had said, well, you're in your late 40s, and that's just what happens. You're going to gain that weight, and you're just going to kind of live with it. And so I was able to lose the weight, I feel more energy, just overall health. Joints were starting to affect me, joint pain. Even as becoming a yogi, I was feeling the joint pain, and that helped a lot with that too. So I couldn't stop talking about them. I couldn't stop talking about what was happening. People were asking me, "What are you taking? What are you doing? You're looking so much better. You look younger." I couldn't stop talking about them, and I started just sharing them with my friends and family. And Anita was definitely one of the first ones I shared with, and she kind of jumped in and got on the passion bandwagon with me, and we've never stopped since. So. I could tell you so many stories, which you'll hear over the course of our webinars, I'm sure, but for the most part, it's just been a phenomenal ride, and one that we look forward to continuing on. So I'll hand it back to Anita.
Okay. Well, yes, Kathy, I was visiting Kathy out in Colorado one time, and she was drinking this stuff. And I kept asking her, what is that stuff? And so she introduced me to him, and she let me drink them while I was out there. And at that time, I had already had my children, and I was really kind of on this I was into yoga and trying to eat healthier and just live a life a little bit better, healthier. But I had struggled with some anxiety and some other challenges in my life that yoga was helping, and I knew that the health issue, eating right, was a big thing for me, and exercising. Those were two really, really important things for me. And so I tried them there, and I was excited about them, and then I got back, and I didn't really follow through with Kathy and start the products right away. But then I was experiencing some medical issues. I had an ovary removed, and I was starting to have some complications and some precancerous conditions, and the doctor really was looking at some invasive procedures, and I didn't really want to go down that route. And Kathy said, well, why don't you just try these products, and she was like, I'm not saying it's going to clear up everything, but just give them a shot and see what happens. You don't have anything to lose. And so I started on the products, and I would have kept taking the products because eventually that situation cleared itself up. About 9 months out, the biopsies were clear, and the doctor looked at me and he said, I have good news and good news. The biopsies are looking good, and you don't have to have surgery. And so I was elated, to say the least, but I would have kept taking the products anyway because of the way that they had made me feel. With my 3 little ones, I can tell you around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all I was looking at was, when could I jump in bed again? When was I going to be able to get in and get under the covers and go to sleep? And I really did not have the motivation to exercise. And so that was one of the things that I was really missing, and that's the first thing I felt in Univera. And I can tell you, it wasn't like a bam overnight thing. It was a very subtle thing that after about 3 weeks, all of a sudden I noticed that at 3 o'clock, I was kind of still awake, not worrying about whether I was going to get in bed in the next, couple hours or whatever. I was looking at dinner and even feeling like I wanted to exercise. So it had a really tremendous impact on my life. And I just got to the point where I finally decided it made me feel so good, and I was watching people around me that were, having some of the same things that I did, or even worse or different or whatever, and I said, I just had a responsibility to share it, and I've never looked back. About a year after taking the products, I went to convention with Kathy, and I met Bill Lee, and I can tell you that when I realized the culture of this company and what it stands for and the mission and the vision, I really have never looked back, and I will be taking these products for the rest of my life. So that's how Kathy and I got started, and we're glad that you're here, and we want to jump in, and we want to tell you about the company, the products, and the business opportunity. So let's go from there. I'm going to share my screen now, and of course, where is it? Where is it? Oh, let's see. No, that's not going to work. Cancel. Hold on just a second. I will have it there in a minute. All right. Now, let me see here. There it is. Okay. So, Kathy, let me see. Are these moving? Is it moving?
Yeah. It didn't show. Yeah, there we are.
Now, is that there? Okay. I just want to make sure it's moving. Okay, so Kathy and I, we decided to name this Kathy and Anita Share Your Path to Renewal, because that's really what it is. Each one of us are different, but there are so many things in common that our body needs to heal and repair itself and to do what it was meant to do. So we'd like to share your path to renewal, because it's going to be specifically designed for you. And we're on this path together. So Univera means one truth. And we have breakthrough science, and we apply pharmaceutical science to natural products. Kathy, you want to jump in and just tell a little bit more about one truth and what that means for Univera?
Yeah, you're going to learn more about the owner of this company, Mr. Bill Lee, and his father, Yun-Ho Lee. Many years ago, they were in business together and had quite a few businesses going, and they had decided that when they could have a product distribution company, they would love to call it One Truth. And what they really meant with One Truth, is that out in that true health and true healing can be found in nature. And Univera is the world's leading aloe company, and you'll see that. And aloe played a huge part in Bill Lee's father's healing, and they wanted to bring that to the world, bring the best of nature to humankind. So the one truth, meaning you'll find health and healing. You can find it in where you find that is in nature.
Okay. So Univera is the premier aloe company in the natural products industry and the world. What does that mean? It means that Univera is on the forefront. It is the world leader in aloe, delivering high-quality, scientifically based, life-changing health products around the globe. Univera owns the world's largest aloe farms and company, and the actual aloe product, 40% of the world's aloe. So what does Univera have to offer? There's three powerful things that Univera has to offer. First of all, through the products, we have vitality, strength, energy, vigor, health, and youthfulness. The second thing that we have to offer is purpose, helping others to have a better life. Not only by sharing the products, but because we have a Serve First Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that customers and associates can put money into to help feed the starving children of the world. And also we'll talk about how when we sign people up as customers or associates, and they sign up on a convenience plan, which is a monthly plan of products, they're able to feed, the company matches and are able to feed 4 starving children in the world for a year's time. That's their commitment every time we sign somebody up. More prosperity, financial security and freedom, stability, and personal success. The business opportunity is a plan B, or it could be a full-time job. The economy, with the way things are, the business opportunity is a tremendous plus. Bill Lee, the owner and chairman of our company. I can't say anything more than just that this man is just an amazing philanthropist, and he is continuing to fulfill his father's legacy and mission. Bill Lee's father in the early 70s was diagnosed with a serious physical ailment and really was told to get his life in order, 7 to 8 months to live. Well, he was not happy with that, and he was not happy with the traditional medicine and wasn't getting what he thought he needed. And a friend introduced him to aloe, and he started drinking aloe. Well, he lived 22 more years after that, and with his miraculous kind of healing, he was switched from this businessman in real estate and insurance to wanting to bring the best of nature to humankind, wanting to look at the medicinal value of plants and how we could bring that to helping people to heal around the world. This company is a culture of service. I've never seen anything like it. They are really about helping others to feel better, helping the world to be a better place to live in. They chose relationship marketing, and they're doing it the right way. Relationship marketing is we're able to control from the farm to the family, and it's just the best way to serve everybody with these products. We're looking to be the top 10 in the industry by 2020. Right now we are at about 68 out of 850 multi-level marketing companies. Univera has a handful of global resources, huge amount of global resources. It is the EcoNet, which is 5 companies. Univera is the distribution leg of that. We have 2 full Unigen East and West are pharmaceutical grade companies that have 2 full-scale genomic research labs, which have scientifically proven results, which is basically looking at plants at the DNA level, the genomic level. And there's only, Kathy will talk a little bit more about this in a little bit, there's only 2, I can't even remember how many.
36.
36 companies that have this capability, and they're all pharmaceutical companies except Univera. And Univera is pharmaceutical grade, so it's right there with them. AloeCore, which was the first company that Johann Lee, Bill Lee's father, created, has 10,000 farm acres of aloe, and it's the world aloe leader. And Nature Tech, which is the manufacturing leg, is validated by the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA does not regulate per se supplements. It does put down kind of reinforcements and things, and they do give the stamp of approval to our manufacturing facility. It's called Good Manufacturing Practices. It's a stamp of approval by the FDA. And then, of course, Univera, which is the distribution leg. That's the way that we get those products to families through our business model. Why Univera? Well, the world needs preventative care, and Univera is on the forefront of providing real health care. Real health care. I feel like it's a healthcare movement because what we have now is we have a sick care system. So you really access it when you're already sick, and sometimes by the time you get access to it, the disease or illness has gotten so far along that it's really hard to turn it around. Whereas if you focus on prevention and giving your body what it needs to heal and repair itself, that's what it was intended to do, then aging is a totally different experience than what we see happening today. Preventative health equal financial benefit. Right now you're putting money into a sick care system. This way you're actually investing in Univera is investing in your prevention of preventative health and into your healthcare system, a real healthcare system. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Kathy.
All right, we talked about having our leader and owner, Bill Lee, and then we also have this guy, a CSO, Stephen Cherninsky, and he is our metabolic scientist. He's Univera's chief science officer, biochemist, and best-selling author of 4 books. His newest one, it's all about energy, the metabolic makeover, which he has written with his wife and Dr. Natalie Cather. I highly recommend reading that book. He is the developer of Univera's life-changing products. He's a lecturer and been advisor to members of the U.S. Olympic team. He is a phenomenal person. They call him the metabolic genius in our company. He's been there from the beginning. He actually feels that Bill Lee just gave him the key to the treasure box because he funded scientists and money for him to dig deep into the science world and be able to develop these amazing, amazing life-changing products.
Okay.
A couple of the greatest quotes ever from Stephen, some of my favorite. Because the problem is aging. It's not our expanding waistlines, not our high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or failing memories. These are symptoms. Aging is the problem. And until we begin to deal with the underlying causes of aging, we will never achieve optimal health. And the next one is you have an astonishing capacity for regeneration. By activating your regenerative power, you can slow and even reverse the aging process. How is this possible? Are you aware that you build a new body daily? That you regenerate, every single person on the planet regenerates 300 billion cells every single day. And really it comes down to what kind of cells are you regenerating? What kind of shape are they in? Did you know that it has been scientifically proven that 35% of disease is genetic? The other 65% is up to you and the choices that you make for your lifestyle. So that's a huge amount of, 65% is a large amount of choice. And I think the simplest way to explain what happens is this Stephen's seesaw at the bottom of your slide. And when you're young, we have this high energy repair and rebuild mechanisms going on in our bodies. You can know little kids fall down, they break their leg, they recover very quickly. They fall down, hurt themselves, they can bounce back very quickly. And then as we get older, if that happens to us, you fall down, you break a hip, an elderly person, it can set you back for good. I mean, so there's this high energy in repair as we're young, probably from birth to about 30 to 35 years, and then it kind of levels out. And as you get past 35 years, the damage starts to happen, which is the aging process. And you start to have low energy, damage, and breakdown. And what Univera products help, they work at the cellular and DNA level, to really tip the seesaw in our favor, even as we get past 35, no matter how many candles are on our cake, we are able to still have high energy repair and rebuild. And that is one of the greatest preventative, I think, preventative things you could possibly do for yourself.
Woohoo! I think that's one of the biggest things, Kathy, for people to realize is that we do build a new body daily,
yeah,
constantly. Okay.
So how does Univera stand apart from the other natural product companies in the world? It really comes down to the science, and Unigen is the pharmaceutical laboratory that actually takes botanical plants and puts them through pharmaceutical grade processing to find out what happens at the DNA level. There's 5 million annual research and development dollars and 100+ million to date being put through Univera. Genomic laboratories, Anita talked a little bit about it. There's 36 of them in the world, and Univera is the only natural product company that has 2 of those genomic laboratories testing at the DNA level. And the other companies, like she said, are pharmaceutical companies and hospitals. They have full-scale proton NMR capabilities. There's 177 patents awarded and pending. That's phenomenal in and of itself, because many natural product companies have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 patents. So to have 177 patents is pretty amazing. Univera also owns the world's largest medicinal plant library, and that, I think they have 17,000 fractions of plants that they are testing 24/7 to see where, how these plants work at your DNA level. Incredible. So applying pharmaceutical science to natural products, it's really the only natural product company that we know of. I've heard that Univera is possibly 5 to 10 years ahead of other companies in this arena.
And it's kind of interesting about the library too, Kathy, is that there are pharmaceutical companies coming to Univera wanting to use that medicinal plant library, and and that it's different from a regular plant library in the fact that they're looking at it from what happens when you ingest those plants. So, like she said, at the DNA level. Okay.
So Extra is really our signature drink, I would say, and it's all about energy. This has been scientifically proven to reduce the rate of DNA damage in as little as 14 days. So this liquid drink starts to push down on the aging and damage process. It provides energy, mental clarity and focus, manages stress, and creates flexibility. Here's another picture. Take a look at Extra, and just really kind of want to stress that when you take 1 ounce of Extra, and it's recommended 2 ounces a day, 1 ounce gives you the antioxidants of over 10 fruits and vegetables. So when you put 2 in, you've got over the antioxidants of over 20 fruits and vegetables. So it's truly vitality in a bottle, and again, it's showing you that you get energy, mental clarity and focus, stress relief to feel upbeat and optimistic, and joint comfort and flexibility so you can be active again. And those are really, those 4 points right there are really reasons why people go to the doctor as they get older and again, that it's the aging process, and you can get on top of that. So here is Aloe Select, and again, Univera is the world's leading leader of aloe in the world, and Aloe Select is one of the top aloe products. There's aloe in many of our products, but this aloe supports nutrient absorption, digestive health. It provides probiotic support for beneficial intestinal flora growth, and promotes immune and antioxidant defense. It's a pretty powerful product. So Univera has a simple formula for a healthy life, and it's just 2 by 2, and you just take 2 products a day, 2 times a day. You take Aloe and Extra, and take them twice a day to get started, to really start pushing down on that damage. So here's just a little diagram that kind of explains if you were to join Univera and try some of their products. You would start with Aloe Select and Extra 2 times a day. And then after you are on that for a little while, you would decide maybe you have some other issues that are particular to you Perhaps you want to lose weight, so there would be several products that you could look at for that. Perhaps you want to have a little bit even more energy. Maybe you're looking at your whole metabolism you would like to revamp, or maybe perhaps you're looking at you would like to have some healthy skin. So here's just a look at the metabolic makeover. Many, many people are looking at changing their whole entire system to have peak health. And Univera's metabolic makeover helps your metabolism from one of damage to a metabolism of repair. So as you see, the two products, the simple products, the extra and aloe are there. And then you would add in Regenifree, which addresses inflammation. We all have inflammation in our bodies and all through the bodies, especially as we age, because remember, it's an aging issue that's going to happen to everybody. Then we have Rhythmatics, which is heart health. It helps with circulation and for your heart. And then we also have Level G, which is for blood sugar, which also all of those things that happen, hearts and blood sugar levels start to change as we get older. So this addresses the whole system. W389, your solution for beautiful skin. This is our brand new product that just came out at conference time, and it is the skincare line, which the one thing that I'm really excited about it is that it's for men and women. So I can have it up in the bathroom, and Dave, my husband, can use it as well. And really diminishes lines and wrinkles, increase brightness and clarity, improve texture. And I can tell you this, I think Anita's been on it for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I can see that her skin is changing. I just started, so we'll see what happens. But great new line of 6 products. There's just showing after 8 weeks, before and after, how it diminishes the fine lines. And another picture showing how it kind of clears up some of those dark spots that we get as we age.
That was after 90 days.
90 days, yeah. So, greatest thing ever, 90-day guarantee offered by Univera is what this means is that you can try any program of products for up to 90 days, and it's recommended that you do it every day for 90 days. And if you don't see, feel, and measure a difference at the end of that 90 days, then you get your money back. I mean, it's, I can't go into Vitamin Cottage or GNC or Whole Foods or whatever, Trader Joe's, and say, hey, I bought these vitamins 90 days ago and I really don't like them, nothing happened, I don't notice anything, can I have my money back? I mean, you can't do that. And that's why these products are offered in a different way, and you'll learn about that in the business, because Bill Lee really wanted you to be educated, the people to be educated on them, and to be able to try them and to be able to get their money back if it didn't work.
You want to say what Ken said at the bottom?
Yeah, Ken, one of our independent associates. I love what he says. If the products don't work for you, you get your money back. When they work, you get your life back. So people with a purpose. Anita talked a little bit about this before. Univera Serve First is our giving back piece, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I was able to go to Honduras with Bill Lee through the Univera Serve First program. But like Anita had said, every new associate and customer on a convenient plan, which is a monthly order, helps provide essential nutrients to 4 children for up to 1 year. So it's great about that we're helping children and helping families and friends. So here's a picture of me in Honduras. I was selected to go in 2012 as part of a team with Vitamin Angels and Feed the Children through Univera Serve First to bring vitamin A to infants and children up to 6 years of age. And it was really a life-changing experience for me, and one that really has stayed with me and really gives me a purpose. I now offer a yoga class once a week that is all donation-based, and the funds go to Univera Serve First. Here's another picture of some of the school kids, and I was with Kelsey from Vitamin Angels, and what was really what really touched me was that these children are really happy children. They have great families. These parents want the same for their kids that we want for our kids here, and being able to see them just all happy and be able to help with their nutrition was just really life-changing for me. Here's a picture of me after the kids got their vitamin A. I was giving them a glass of milk, and in some of these small communities in Honduras, milk is like a treat. They don't have milk, so it was just, that really was kind of shocking to me as well. And here I am with Bill Lee, and Anita talked a lot about him before, so I won't say much, but he's just the most incredible man. I don't know that there are a lot of companies in the world today that actually have this kind of a person as their leader. I remember reading his goal is to wake up every morning and to see how many people he could help. I mean, and he is with integrity. We talked earlier about lining up with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And I think Bill Lee is the epitome of that, and he does it every day, and he lives it, and he is truly just a phenomenal man. And this is us at the conference after our trip to Honduras, and I was up with Bill. And really what I remember saying to people was that, you know, Bill really needs our help with helping to reach out to more people, and the more people we can touch and help, the better the world's going to be. And I think Anita will be telling you a little bit more about the business and how the business helps with this whole purpose of helping and serving.
That's right, Kathy. Well, you can't have the products without the business and the business without the products, so they go hand in hand. And obviously, Bill Lee knows that the more we grow our businesses, the more children around the world we're going to serve, and the more people we're going to serve around the globe. So the business is an important part. The Direct Selling Association said that show me a company over 10 years old with between $50 million and $150 million in annual sales, and I'll show you a company that will grow to $1 billion in annual sales over the next 10 years. That is Univera. We are positioned to do that right now. The business emphasis, what's great about it is it has low overhead, high profitability, and it's web-based. You can grow your business online. It's still about relationship marketing, though. It's still about building relationships, but there's such an easier way now to meet people from all over the world through the internet. You can grow this business as a part-time, home-based business, or your plan B, or you can actually begin to build a business and make it a full-time. It's your choice. So there are 15 things. The Mindful Marketing Academy indicated 15 things that you should consider when deciding on your multi-level marketing company. And I had to say, when I looked at this, I was like blown away because Univera hit almost every single one of them. Does it meet your big why? Most often we join companies, at least multi-level marketing companies and relationship marketing companies, because we have a why and something about that company makes that. If it doesn't, you probably need to look at that and see whatever company you're deciding to go with, does it meet that big why that you have? Can you get passionate about the product? I know Kathy and I are passionate about the product because we know that they work. We both are products of the products, and we've seen it work with our family, our friends, and also with people that we've met along the way and shared the products with. So we know that they work. How was the product introduced? Well, you can see I was introduced one-on-one from my sister, but now that we have the internet, we can use social media and so many other ways to connect with people who are having issues and looking to change their lives. Number 4, is the sponsor knowledgeable about the internet? I think if you have a multi-level marketing company out there that isn't engaging on the internet, then you're probably behind the times. That company's behind the times, and you need to look at that because I think you still do traditional things, but for the most part, if you're not on the internet, you're kind of behind the times, and Univera has definitely stepped up their game there. If the company has a lot of products, is there a clear package or product for people to get started? Univera is constantly creating new products and are on the innovation side, but at the same time, we have those 2 core products, which is Extra and Aloe, and they've been the foundation of our company from the beginning. Now, the Aloe, we do upgrade because we had Aloe. We still do have Aloe Gold, But as we continue to do more research and get more information, they go in and they upgrade the products that we have. So Aloe Select is now the top grade aloe in our company. Let me see. How does your product stand apart from others? Well, Kathy showed you that. She showed you that the science is far surpasses any of the natural products companies in the world. And we have the science to back that up. What does Stephen say, Kathy? It's not lying or bragging if you can show the proof or something like that.
That's right. Yeah, if you can. Yeah.
And then, is product consumable with reorder cycle? Yes, absolutely. It's hard to grow a business when you have something that isn't something that somebody's going to want to come back and buy again and again, and Univera has the consumable part of that. Does the company emphasize the product or opportunity on their training calls? 90% should be product focused. We are definitely product focused, and Univera wants you to be a product of the products. They don't want you out there selling Univera if you're not on the products yourself. So the products are really what drives the company, but the business has to be there to get the products out to the people. Front-end loading, beware. Does the company require or encourage a big front-end purchase to get started? Some of those companies out there require you to buy a big, huge package, and you know, Univera starts, I think the first package is $189, and then you can, I think the largest package is right underneath $1,000 to get you started, and that would access all the products at $999, I think is what it is. So we don't have a huge front-end load that you have to buy. It's actually pretty illegal to do that these days, to require people to purchase something up front. So how many years has the company been around? Less than 5 years. You should use caution. Univera's been around 13 years, and like we told you before, they are in a position to be in the top 10 by 2020. Has the product line expanded or shrunk? I already told you that we have expanded. We continue to expand and be innovative. They'll let go of some products if the one that comes up is better than the one that they let go. You know, they don't want something that's out there that they've actually increased the value on, and so they'll do that. Does the company focus on new innovation? Absolutely. Has distributor fees changed over the past years, and is it included in the startup package? It is included in the startup package, and it has increased a little bit over the years. I think it's gone from what, Kathy, when we joined, which was 25, I think maybe 25, and now it's 40. But I think when we renew every time, it's the same when we signed up.
Yeah, I don't remember it being anything different than 40, but yeah, it's been a long time, 40.
Yeah. Have minimum requirements points changed for advancement? If so, why? Basically, you have to have 100 personal volume, which means that you are a product of the products. You're trying the products yourself. And then after that, which we'll show you some slides on the different levels that you can get, those points have not increased. They've added a few levels in between, but the points have not increased. How well informed is the customer service rep when you call customer care? I don't know about you, Kathy, but I think you feel the same way too. We use the online information and ordering capacity more often, but when we need to, we call customer care, and customer care, for the most part, has always been really, really efficient from my point of view. So.
And number 14, the people are the people still there that started the company?
Oh God, I can't believe I said that.
Billy and Stephen are still there.
And they are the ones who have the person and purpose, the vision, and the mission is still intact from the day one. We have our experienced leadership team, and I'll start with the CEO, Tom Zimmer, president, 40+ years of marketing and business development and experience. He has a successful track record in solving complex business issues with results-oriented strategies. And then, of course, our Chief Science Officer, Stephen Chininsky, who has been there from the beginning. He's definitely on the forefront of the innovative product line that we have at Univera. He's known as the guru of anti-aging, and he is the leading expert in DHEA, which is the aging hormone, which is the hormone that he deals with most, and just a really powerful expert around the country on that, around the world actually. He's a lecturer and advisor to the members of the U.S. Olympic team. And then last but definitely not least is Bill Lee, our owner, and the reason why I waited till last because I wanted to tell you that Well, obviously, we told you already, he's the son and founder of Johan Lee and fulfilling his father's mission. He's a global entrepreneur. He's expanding around the world. And he's an international philanthropist. And one of the most amazing things that I think when people look at this, they're like, what? But he has created a 100-year business plan for Univera. And moving forward, like, what company does that? He wants to ensure that this company continues to move on. Your timing couldn't be better because two emerging trends in the economy right now. The first one is prevention, preventative health, anti-aging, performance, and weight loss. You see it everywhere. It's a billion booming dollar business. Also, web-based business ownership, relationship marketing. Like I said before, if you're not on the internet, you're behind the times. Almost every business out there has something going on the internet, and relationship marketing, multi-level marketing is one of them. The Wall Street Journal said, relationship marketing is the ultimate social business model, and technology is redefining perceptions of what that is all about. Unique advantages of relationship marketing. It's a low overhead, web-based, high profitability. Now, you know, if you go out and start a business, you're going to have to go out and get a loan somewhere between $10,000 and $100,000 at the least. Low cost of entry to get started. There's training online. You have a team of support here. We have a simple development system. Get people on that Allo and that Extra. Start them on the foundation, and then move from there. Start your business immediately by leveraging online web content and web conferencing. So how much do you want to earn is really up to you. And I can tell you that there's people from the outside who have come into Univera from some of the other relationship marketing companies or multi-level marketing companies, and they look at this compensation plan and they're blown away. They feel like it's really, really, they haven't seen anything like it, because you can be paid on 3 different levels, and you can see the bonuses that they have there too, also at the bottom of this chart. One of the easiest ways to look at it is, if you want to go silver, you need to get 4 people to bronze. If you want to go to gold, you need to get 4 people to silver. If you want to go to gold, you get 4 people. If you want to go to platinum, you get 4 people to gold, and so on. So all the way up the ladder. And you can see underneath there what the probable amount that you can make per month. That's an estimated amount. And then also right above that, you can see the business volume. That's the amount of points that you need to reach that level. How do you get started? Well, 2x2 starter pack. 1 bottle of Extra, 1 box of Extra Minis, 2 bottles of Allo Select, and 1 Getting Started kit. It's a value of $229, and you get it for $189, and that gives you your monthly BV for $100 that you need as an associate if you started the business. Allo plus Extra equal Univera's brand, the 2x2 core. It's simple. It's a simple formula for a healthy life, so it can be beneficial for you to come on as a customer, start the products, and then once you have that life-changing experience like Kathy and I have, then you'll want to share it with everybody. Univera offers the opportunity to positively change your life and the lives of others, so why wait? You can power up your life today. So this is Kathy and our information to connect with us. We are here to support you. We are excited about doing our renewal workshops where we can share some really great content, some things about living a healthy lifestyle, kind of taking some steps to transform your lives. And maybe it's just that you're at a place in your life where you're just looking for something a little bit different. And so we're just really glad to be here. We hope you'll connect with us on Facebook. If you have any questions, please put them up in the chat. Kathy, do you have anything that you want to add here?
No, but I'm just so excited that you all were here, and look forward to seeing you next week when we talk about intention. And no.
Okay.
That's good, Anita.
Well, I was just going to leave this up for just a few more seconds so that if anybody needs the information. Um, those are our personal Facebook pages, and we'd like you to connect there with us, and then you can go to the Sisters on Purpose page, which I put up in the chat. You can get that there. I'll have to add that to this contact information, Kathy. So
maybe you want to fire up that music, Anita.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, is that it? I just lost it. Well, let me see. I'm going to get it here. Hold on. You ready? Anybody have any questions?
They're puny, they're pesky, and they pack a poisonous punch. It's Orkin's top.
Hey, you ready? Sorry, but you know on YouTube you have those. There we go.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Woo!
Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. From a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah. No offense to you.
I hope to see you guys all next week.
Sounds good. Happy. Think about that. Does happiness come from without or within? Take care. We'll see you next week. Stop that. Kathy?
Yeah? Can you go off live?